Hello everyone, I'm Michael from Executive Solutions. As the leading independent provider of property services to the probate industry, we're delighted to be the headline sponsors of this year's British Wills and Probates Award 2021. Now, as part of our Supporters in Focus series, I'm joined today by Jane Cassell. Now, Jane, you are often referred to, as I've heard you many times referred to, as the small firm with a big voice. And anyone who's spent any time on LinkedIn who's connected with you will absolutely know who you are. But for those perhaps of us don't know who you are or want to know a bit more, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you're doing in the industry?
Okay, so you're quite right. Thank you, Michael. I'm Jane Cassell and I run JC Independent Wills and Probate. We focus on wills, lasting powers of attorney and probate services, generally fixed fee. But apart from running the business, I'm more interested in getting those messages out, certain aspects of wills and probate that I think everybody should know about. And
what message is that, Jane? What is it you want everybody to know about the wills and probate industry?
So one big message is that marriage cancels wills, and a lot of people have read my very personal story about why that is so important to me. But there are so many other messages, like please discuss fixed fee with your lawyers, so that you're not overpaying for the services that you buy. And also just to think really carefully about who the best executors are to deal with your estate. Those messages are really important to me to reach the everyday person.
So Jane, obviously this is your first year as a judge. What is it you're looking forward to about judging the awards this year?
I think there's always something to learn. So obviously I'll be reading the applications, the entries of a varied selection of people in my industry. So I'm going to learn something, which is great, but I'm really looking for exceptional service. So it's been a really challenging year in all sorts of different ways. And I feel like my fellow professionals have had to be quite creative and innovative in how to step up and serve the great British public as best we can.
Talking about the challenges that the industry's faced over the last 12 months, Jane, tell us a little bit about your last 12 months. What's been good and what's been bad, and what challenges have you faced?
Okay, so this time last year, and we're speaking just going into May 2021 now. So this time last year, I was recovering from COVID. So yeah, that was one of the biggest challenges of my life. And I feel really blessed to have gotten through that. I learned in the last week I still have antibodies, which suggests it really was quite bad. So, a year on. Yeah. So that was a difficult thing. But I love working from home. Who knew? I love my office, but I also really enjoy working from home. So now I'm doing a hybrid, and that's been a really good aspect of this last year.
And how does that impact you as someone in the industry working with the general public? How does that hybrid kind of affect the service that you give people, or does it?
I personally am not still seeing clients face to face. I know that a lot of my colleagues are. So I'm effectively shielding for family caring reasons. How does it? I think the technology is the key thing that we've all had to embrace. Like, it wasn't that long ago, a few short years, that we, old school lawyers did not meet clients by video. We just didn't do it. And now, obviously, we've had to embrace that, and that's been a massive change.
And do you think that this will become the norm for the industry? Because I remember, back when all this started, there was lots of kind of hurried kind of decision making and legislation about, can you witness wills over videos? And there was stories of people doing it through people's windows and open hatches and all those kind of things. What do you think is going to happen over the coming sort of 12 months as we come out of lockdown? Do you think there'll be a return to the norms, or do you actually think we are going to see some new norms in the industry?
I think some people are looking for this kind of video witnessing, which has become law. It's a temporary law, but it's there to be used as a last resort. I personally don't think that's going to become normal. I think we've embraced instructions by video, and that's a good thing, like our meeting today. Who would have thought this is kind of the new normal for that sort of thing? And you wouldn't necessarily want to travel for a lot of networking events that we are now successfully conducting on a computer in our homes or offices. But I think a lot of the things, video instructions will be here as part of our new normal.
So Jane, from your experience in the sector, what is it you're hoping to see from as a judge in the entries? What are you hoping to see from the entries?
I think this last year has been a difficult one for everybody, but I'm personally looking for outstanding service to the community. So lawyers and fellow professionals who've stepped up and they found a way to support the community, support their clients in a way that is the most helpful. So that's involved technology, it's involved coming together, collaborating, but the best people who have stepped up.
So Jade, what are you hoping to see from this year's awards?
One thing that I would love to see is greater diversity. So it's really easy to look at somebody and make assumptions. I am from a black family, an Indian family, an English family, and I would really like to see people entering these British Wills and Probate Awards from all sorts of different backgrounds. I would love that when we look at the winners later this year, just a few months away, I'd love that my nieces and my nephews look at those winners and see people who look like them.
Now, Jane, this is your first year as a judge, and it must be sort of quite an exciting thing to be involved with. What preparations have you made to get yourself ready for being a judge for the big day?
Well, I do like a gavel, Michael. So I've had this particular gavel for many years, and it is quite good if you've got children in your meeting room and you need to keep them entertained. So I've got this one, but I have recently invested in 2 further gavels. I've got my it's not wood, but wood look-alike, and then I couldn't help myself, I've got my inflatable one. So I do feel fully prepared. Obviously, I'm going to take the whole thing very seriously. I've got time written off in the diary for when the entrants are all in and the judging process starts, but I've got my gavels lined up. So I wanted to encourage as many people as possible to enter the British Wills and Probate Awards. It's a really good opportunity to recognise excellence in our specialism within the law. So please enter the awards and good luck to all the entrants. And then also just a final thank you to Executor Solutions. I know that you took the baton from Arkan for this year, and Karen makes no secret of the fact that the sponsors are a crucial, essential element of these awards. So thank you very much to Executor Solutions.
Thank you very much, Jane. We are absolutely privileged to be the headline sponsors this year, and we think ourselves as custodians of the headline sponsorship, if you will, and we look forward to being involved for many years to come. There's obviously still time for everybody to enter. The award's going to take place on Thursday, the 21st of October. The format, of course, is yet to be decided, but we really hope we get the chance to see everybody face to face, as long as it's safe to do so. You've also got, obviously, registration is closing on the 14th of May, so there's still plenty of time. There's obviously no excuse, and we look forward to seeing as many entrants as possible.